Hello, hello. Welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentor and coach. And today I want to talk about a topic that may seem a little woo-woo to some, but it is so important as a single parent, well, really anyone, but we're all single parents here. And it's so important when you're going back into the dating world after going through such a hard breakup with your ex-husband or your ex-wife or your de facto partner, and you've gone through this and you're stepping back into the dating world. That is healing. You need to learn to heal. Now, for many people, the big thing is, what is healing? It sounds woo-woo, doesn't it? What is healing? I don't get it. Am I supposed to get all spiritual and pray and do all this stuff? No, but you can if you want to. So today I'm going to talk about 10 steps you can take that can help you heal and help you get through your past breakup. So when you go into your next relationship, you're not as hurt, you're not as upset, you're not as angry. You've learned to let that past relationship go, because that's the big thing these days. People are holding on to these emotions. They're holding on to what they've been through in the past. They're not trusting again. They're not letting their guards down. They're not letting people in. They're seeing all this stuff on social media. Oh, women are this, men are this. And it's messing with people's heads when it comes to dating. So let's talk about this today, because dating isn't as complicated. Because dating shouldn't be such a complicated process. It should be fun. But everyone's out there putting so much pressure on themselves and guarding themselves and putting so many band-aids on themselves to protect them so they don't get hurt again. And they're not fully putting themselves out there. They're not being their authentic self, just in case they might get hurt again. So let's get past this past hurt and all this anger and emotions so you can be a better version of yourself for your next relationship. Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So let's dive in. Okay, so what is healing? Healing it's a process of becoming a better version of yourself. Healing yourself in a way where you're not dealing with all these negative emotions. You've learned to get them under control. You're not hating on your ex. You're not constantly worried about what they're doing. You're not feeling like you're a failure and you're the worst person in the world. You've managed to work on these emotions and you've got yourself to a place where you're happy, where you're comfortable, where you're good, and you're feeling neutral and calm when it comes to your ex. That's what healing is about. Looking after you and making you happy again, looking after your needs. And before I go into a few steps of what to do and how to make that happen, I want to remind you that this is not a process that you're just going to wake up one day and say, this is what I need to do and I want to be healed by the weekend. It's an ongoing process. You need to take these steps on board and implement this into part of your life and make these changes, and you will gradually start to feel better and you will gradually be healed. Oh, because that's what it's about, isn't it? Being the better you, being a healed you. Now, in all honesty, I'm going to say it. I'm going to throw it out there. There is no such thing as being perfectly healed or 100% healed. And you might think, well, Leanne, that's a crock of shit. Why am I listening to this then? You're never perfectly healed. We are never perfect at anything. We all go through life and we all wing it. We all just do our best. Shit is going to happen to us all the time. And that is what the healing process is about. Looking at those experiences that we've been through and learning from that and learning how we can manage it differently. That's what it's about. Constantly growing and constantly doing better. There is no such thing as being the perfect 100% healed version of you, because there's always going to be experiences that you haven't dealt with before, and you're constantly going to be learning new ways of how to deal with these things. So this is just your reminder that it's not a process that just happens and you're done and you're good, you can clock off. It is an ongoing process that you take through for the rest of your life. Healing is a process about learning to heal and learning to handle things in your life in a more constructive way, where it's not causing emotional stress and so much drama in your life. When things happen to you, you can handle things in a more effective way where you're not taking things so personally and you're not getting so angry and upset about it. You're okay, that's happened. I can handle that in a different way. That's what healing is all about. So I want to talk about today 10 steps on what you can do to heal yourself after a breakup. So when you go into your next relationship, you're not going in all hurt and angry about your ex. You're not going in all guarded. You're not going in hiding information from them and hiding certain parts of your life in case they find out or in case they use it against you. That's not healthy. You want to go into a relationship where you can communicate to them about anything and everything, and you can have an honest relationship, and their job is to uplift you and make you feel good, and your job is to uplift them and make them feel good. You do it for each other. You have each other's backs. That's what a relationship is about. So, before I waffle on too much, let's talk about these 10 steps that you can do to help heal you after a breakup. Now, there's no specific order for these. There's no priority here. These are just my 10 steps that I think you can benefit from. Number 1, cry it out. Feel where you're at. There is nothing wrong with crying. There is nothing wrong with getting the shits. There's nothing wrong with getting angry. Go punch a boxing bag, just not another person. Do what you've got to do to let that anger out. Write a letter, talk to a friend, vent, scream, cry into your pillow. Do whatever it is to feel these shitty emotions that you're going through and let it out. Don't bottle it up, because they will come out at some point later down the track, and they will probably come out towards the wrong person. If you're angry, if you're pissed off, if you're hurt, let those emotions out in any way you can. Now, some people might think, no, it's not normal to cry. It's not normal to do this. It's not normal to behave in that way. It's not normal to suppress your feelings and pretend like these things didn't happen. It did happen. You're hurt. You're pissed off. Let it out. Let it out in any way you can. And if you don't want to yell, you don't want to scream, you don't want to cry, write it in a letter, burn it, hide it, whatever you want to do with it, rip it up. Do whatever you can just to feel where you're at. You're allowed to be pissed off. You're allowed to feel hurt. You're allowed to feel whatever emotion you're feeling. Because going through that grief process is all part of breaking up, all part of those breakup emotions. It is like mourning or grieving the death of someone. Don't just pretend like nothing happened. It's there. It's happened. You're hurt. You're angry. You've got everything going through your head, and you're just pretending like everything's fine. And then 1 minute you're going to fucking erupt like a firework. It's not going to benefit anyone when that does happen. Let it out. Feel where you're at and let it out in any way that is beneficial for you. I mean, hey, if you want to do something that's less kind of out there and crazy, then just go for a run. Run it out. Swim it out. Do whatever. Just let those emotions out. Don't bottle them up. Don't sweep them under the carpet and pretend like it didn't happen. And go to work and go see your friends and like, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. But deep down, you're screaming. You're crying out for help. But you're not asking for help. You're pretending like everything's okay when it's not. You're not benefiting yourself by doing this. So this is your reminder to let those emotions out in any way you can. Number 2, this is your time to really work on your self-worth, because a breakup can really screw with your confidence. It really can, especially if you've gone through multiple. You've just gone through the breakup with your marriage, and then maybe you've gone and dated someone else, and that's gone to the shit. So you've had these 2 breakups, and then maybe there might have been multiple breakups. And each one you're going through shatters your confidence more and more and more. It's making you feel like no one wants you. No one loves you. What's the point? I'm not loved. That's not the case. You just haven't found the right person. So this is the time to really focus on your confidence. And remember that your relationship status does not define who you are as a person, and most importantly, does not define your worth in life. Just because you are single, it doesn't mean you are not loved. It doesn't mean you are not valued. It doesn't mean you are not a good person. So don't let these breakups that have happened in your life screw your confidence to the point where you just feel like you're worthless. Because that's not the case. Get your confidence back on track. Get your self-worth out there because you are worth finding the right person. You just haven't found them yet. Because that is part of the healing process. Knowing your worth, knowing your confidence, getting it back to a level where it's just not all shattered and you're feeling worthless. Number 3, find healthy distractions. Because we all know that after a breakup, it's very easy just to sit at home and watch Netflix and drink alcohol, whatever is your favorite drink of choice, and sit there and maybe binge out with some chocolate or some pizza or whatever your favorite junk food is, cheese and crackers. It's easy to do that when you're pissed off and sad after a breakup. I'm sure we have all done it at some point. Raise your hand if that's you. Yes, it is me. I've done it at some point. We all have. But is that the healthy option? No. So find ways to distract yourself that are going to benefit your confidence and that's going to make you feel better. Because that's what the previous point was, boosting your confidence. And sitting at home feeling miserable, drinking and eating junk food is not going to make you feel better. Do things or distract yourself in ways that will make you feel good. Whether it be exercise, whether it be just catching up with friends, whether it be meditating, whether it be reading a book, sitting on the beach, anything at all where you can distract yourself, where it's not going to make you feel shit afterwards. So find yourself some healthy distractions. Number 4, here's a big one in the healing process, and it's one that so many people get sucked into, and that is avoid rebound relationships. Finding another partner to make you feel better because you're hurt from the last partner is not the way to go about things. If you're hurting from someone else, you need to get rid of that. You need to find a way to work on that before you go to a new partner. Because 1, it's not their job to fix you. 2, you're not being the best version of yourself when you're going into this relationship. And you're clinging on to this person because you're wanting them to make you feel good. You're wanting them to make you feel happy. You're wanting them to make you laugh and to make you forget about this past relationship that last hurt you. Now, there's a good chance if you go into a relationship like that, it's going to end the same way that last relationship did because you're wanting the wrong things from them. You're just wanting them to make you feel good. You're not wanting them for the person that they are. You're not wanting them for what they can give you or what they're offering the relationship. You're just wanting someone to make you feel loved. You're just wanting someone to make you feel good enough in yourself that can prove to you that you are loved and you are wanted. So you're just going to jump into the next best relationship and hope for the best. That will not make you feel good, I can guarantee it. Rebound relationships never work. And if they have worked for you, then let me know. And I do apologize right now, but they very rarely work because you're going into it for the wrong reasons. So when you're wanting to heal and you're wanting to get past your ex, avoid just jumping into random relationships for all the wrong reasons, meaning those rebound relationships. Wait for the right person. Don't settle for just anyone because you need someone to make you feel good in the moment. If you want to feel good, then go back and refer to that last point and find yourself some healthy distractions because a rebound relationship is not a healthy distraction. Number 5, when you're trying to heal and get over your ex and be a better version of yourself, stop romanticizing them. Stop putting your ex on a pedestal like they're some amazing figure that you will never ever meet again, or you will never ever find anyone like them again. Now, it's easy to sit there and just focus on all the good things that happened in the relationship. Now, this point is a hard one to grasp in a way because I hate focusing on the negative. It's not something that I talk about. But when it comes to this concept of romanticizing your ex and thinking how amazing they are, you do need to think about the negative. There's a reason why your relationship fell apart. There's a reason why they're your ex. There's a reason why you broke up. Things have happened. Stop ignoring those negative things in the relationship and acting like they're the most amazing person in the world. There are billions and billions of people here on this planet. I can guarantee you now, there is someone out there that is far better for you than your ex was. Stop acting like they are the only one. They're not. And if they were, they would not have left you. You would not have broken up. You would still be together. Your right person is out there. So stop putting your ex on a pedestal like they're some amazing figure. They may have made you feel good in the moment, and you're struggling to be alone. You're struggling to feel your sense of worth because you're on your own. But you're not going to get that from your ex. You're not going to get your sense of worth and your confidence from your ex. You get it from yourself. So please stop looking at your ex like they are the only person that can make you feel good. They are not. You need to make yourself good. Well, feel good, I should say, sorry. You need to do these steps of what I'm saying here right now to make yourself feel good. It is not your ex's job to do that. And they are not the only person in the world that is matched for you. And I guarantee once you go through all these steps and once you start looking at doing these and implementing this into your life, you'll stop and you'll think to yourself, what the hell was I thinking? Why was I so hung up on this person? By doing this, you're not going to look back and think that your ex is the worst person in the world. Who knows? Maybe you will. But that's not the idea of it. The idea of it is to look back and realize, I do deserve more. I don't deserve to be treated in that way. And yes, there is someone better out there for me. That's the idea of this point. To realize that they're not the only ones for you. And if they were, they would not have left you. Number 6, and this is a big one I talk about all the time. Find your people. Find people that make you feel good. Okay, you can't go through life on your own. We need our village. We need our tribe of people that get us through. And it's not about having these huge groups of people that you see, might see friends on social media and they're constantly out with these big groups of people. It's about having a small quality group of friends. A small quality group of people that you know will be there for you when you need them. You don't need these huge groups of people that when something's happened, you won't hear from them. They won't message you. They won't call you. They won't stop by your house and check in on you. You need to focus on having your small group of quality friends that are there for you when you need them. And if you don't have them, get out and make friends. And I have so many previous podcast episodes on that topic, on getting out and making friends. Get out of your bubble. Get out of your comfort zone. Join parent groups. Join single groups. Join whatever group you can to help you interact with other people, socialize with other people. Now, I'm not saying you're going to find your best friend straight away, but it is a great start to get out there and to meet new people. And that's what you need when you're going through this. Doing it all alone is going to make the process so much harder and so much longer because you're going to be constantly stewing on things in your head. You need people to talk to. Socialization is such a huge thing of life, communicating with people. We all need that. We can't just be caught in our own little bubble and have no social interaction. You need your people to talk to. Even if it is your family, you need someone there for you that's going to support you and that's going to be on your team. Now, number 7, when you're going through this, know what you want. Don't just go through life dwelling on the past, thinking of what you could have had, thinking what you should have, thinking what if. Don't go through life just hoping for the best and hope this might happen or let's hope this might happen and just not have anything planned. Know what you want. Know what you want in a partner. Know what you want in life, in your career, in goals, in what you want to do. Know what it is you want. Don't just go through life just hoping for the best, hoping that everything will just go your way. Know what it is that you want. Wake up in the morning and go, okay, I've got this planned, I've got this planned, I've got this planned, and these are all little steps I'm taking to help me get to this goal. Know what it is that you want and take little steps to get you there. And if it is finding a certain partner, then make sure you have a profile or you're doing things that match what you're after. Know what you want. And doing that will also help you to realize that the past and what was and that previous relationship is not what you want. You want something better and you know you deserve better. So work it out when you're healing and to get past your ex, work out what it is exactly that you want. Number 8. Minimize contact with your ex. That's a standard. It is, if you're trying to get over your ex, if you're trying to heal, you're wanting to move on, you're wanting to let go of these anger and emotions, you can't do that if they're constantly in your face. You can't do that if they're constantly messaging you or calling you, or if they're just constantly involved in your life. Now, I get it, as a single parent and they're the other parent of your kids, they need to be involved. Now, there's a lot of episodes where I do talk about having minimal contact with your ex if they are the co-parent and you are having issues with them. You keep the contact purely about the kids. They don't need to be involved in the little details of your life, what you're doing on weekends, who your friends are, where you're going, what you're spending your money on. That's not their business. All they need to know about is anything that's related to the kids and the visits between you and them. That's it. So when you're trying to move on from your ex and you're wanting to move forward and let go of these negative emotions or these anger and hurt, you need to minimize contact. And if it's someone that you don't have kids with, then completely cut them out. Cut them out. If you don't feel right blocking them, then don't block them. But cut off contact. There is no need to be in contact with them if you guys have broken up and you're struggling to move on and you're struggling to let go, then get out of that contact phase with them. Stop searching their social media. Stop stalking what they're doing. Stop driving past their house or doing what you can, being involved with their family. Don't get involved. If they are your ex and you do not have kids with this person, then cut them out. You can't move forward in your life if you're constantly worrying about the past relationship and constantly focused on what they're doing. Let that person go. Remember, if you do have kids with this person, then just keep the contact about the kids. Keep it minimal, no friendly chit chat unless you're comfortable, unless you're in a place where you're okay to do that and you're not going to get triggered. If you're still in a place where you're hurt and you're trying to get through it, then keep the contact at a complete minimum. Don't engage in any chit chat that's going to trigger you or get you angry or upset or cause any emotions that you don't want to be having right now until you've got through it. And then if you want to up the conversation or the chit chat at a later date when you feel better in yourself, then do that. But whilst you're healing, whilst you're getting through it, keep the conversation, keep the communication to a minimum. Number 10. Now, this is a big one. I love doing this, and it may sound weird in me, but I do this. I do this a lot in life, not just with relationships, but I do it with friendships. I do it with my parenting style. I do it with anything in life that I go through that hasn't gone my way. It's kind of gone to the shit. And I step back and I look, okay, what can I take away from this? So number 10's point is find a lesson in the failure. Find a lesson in what went wrong in the breakup. And it's not about just proving them wrong. They're an asshole. They did this. They did that. They cheated on me. They said this. They shouldn't have done that. They, whatever. It's not about what they did. Take a lesson away from that situation. What can you take away? Can you learn to be more confident in yourself? Can you learn to have a better communication style in your relationships in the future? Can you learn to maybe not be so caught up on things and just bite your tongue? Do you need to discuss everything? Do you need to pick on them over these little details? Maybe you need to learn to compromise a little bit more. There is always something you can take away from something that hasn't gone your way. And this is a great thing to take on, like I just mentioned, not just in relationships, but in all aspects of your life. Like I just mentioned, I do it with my parenting. So if I have a little, if I butt heads with my daughter, we have a moment, then I step back and go, okay, what could I have done differently? How could I have handled that differently? Is there something that she needs from me? There's always something we can take away from a situation, even if it's something as little as just learning not to take things personally. Maybe someone said a horrible comment to you, or maybe it wasn't so horrible. It was just a comment, and to them, it was just a standard remark. But for you, you took it really personally. You were really offended. You're really hurt. Like as you see on social media every day, you see people put up stuff. And it's because people are taking these comments so personally. Let it slide. So that's the thing. Probably one of the biggest things that most people can take away is just learning not to take things so personally. It's okay for people to have an opinion that's different to yours. You don't have to react to it. You don't have to get angry about it. You don't have to force them to see the same way as you. And that's what you need to take away. Well, the biggest thing you can take away from a breakup? What can you learn from that relationship that didn't go well, that failed, that didn't go your way? And if you ask me, I think that is the biggest key to growth. That is the biggest point in becoming a better version of yourself. Looking at a situation and looking at it, what can you do differently next time? What can you take away from that? And that is growth right there. If you go through every situation you go through in life that's gone to the shit, or something that's really upset you, really triggered you, hasn't gone your way, step back and look at it and go, okay, how could I have handled that differently? What could I have done differently in that situation to cause a better reaction? Or if I'm in a situation like that again, what can I learn from this? And what can I take on board for next time? That's a priceless lesson that will make you a better person. That's how you heal, by learning to handle things in a more constructive way. And that's what this is all about. Learning to get rid of that negativity, learning to get rid of that hate you have towards your ex and that anger. Because it's so common for people to get caught up in a place with their ex where they're fighting just to fight. And the conversation or the argument has got nothing at all to do with the kids, because that's all what it should be about. It should just be about what is best for the kids, what do they need, and how do you make it work best for them. But so many people lose sight of that because they're holding on to this anger and hurt and all these breakup emotions that they haven't let go of. Now they're just fighting with their ex purely for the reason to fight, purely just to be right, just to prove them wrong. There is nothing to gain from that. If anything, the only people that lose in this situation are your kids, because they're caught in the middle of it. And when you're in this kind of situation and you're in the dating world, you're taking that anger into a new relationship. You're taking these emotions into a real relationship. This is what happens when you don't get those triggers under control, when you don't get those emotions under control. You erupt at the wrong person. And I'm pretty sure everyone's been there at some point. When something's happened with someone and all of a sudden, boom, you've gone off. They've triggered something in you. You're like, how dare you? Because something's happened in your past and you haven't got rid of that. You're still carrying that hurt around, but you're pretending like you're fine. You're still carrying all that anger and emotion around towards it. You're not fine, because when you're put in this situation, you're going to erupt. If you were fine, then you wouldn't erupt. If you were fine, then you wouldn't run away. You communicate like a normal person, like an adult. That's what a healthy relationship is. I'm going to do a quick recap of all those points that I've just mentioned to help you get through that healing process. Number one, cry it out. You don't want to cry. Do what you can to get those emotions out from what you're feeling from that breakup. Let it go. Let it out. Stop bottling things up and pretending like it doesn't exist. Number two, get your confidence back, because it's shattered after a breakup. You're feeling shit. Your self-worth is probably at an all-time low. Get it to a place where you feel good in yourself. And while I'm on that, I'm just going to point out, if you're looking for tips to help you with your confidence, scroll back to episode number 79. There is an episode there on ways to boost your confidence and get your self-worth back on track. Number three, find healthy distractions. Stop distracting yourself or doing things that are just going to make you feel shit. You think in the moment it feels good, you stuffed yourself with takeaway and whatever else, but then the next day you're like, oh, why did I do that? Find ways to distract yourself, but they're ways that make you feel good. Healthy distractions is what you need right now. Number four, avoid those rebound relationships. A new partner is not going to get rid of these emotions that you're holding on from that past relationship. They may cover it up, they may band-aid it for a while and put a little mask on it, but you're still carrying that anger, that hurt, those emotions. Get rid of it before you move on to a new partner. Number five, stop romanticizing your ex and putting them on a pedestal like they are the most amazing person in the world. They are not, otherwise they would still be with you. Number six, find your people. Surround yourself with people that make you feel good. Even if it's just one or two people, even if it's just someone that you say hi to in the morning, find people that make you feel good, that make you put a smile on your face. Don't be around people that question what you're doing, that doubt what you're doing, that don't believe in you, that make you feel like shit. Find people that uplift you. Number 7, know what you want in life. Know what it is that you're wanting to achieve. Know what kind of partner you're looking for. Know what you want. Don't just hope for the best. Don't just sit there and stew on the past and wish you had this. Know what it is that you're moving forward towards. Number 8, and do you know what? I don't think I even mentioned this in the main points. I totally missed a point, and that is be patient. I wonder if anyone picked that up. But anyway, number 8, be patient. Don't rush things. There is no rush to heal. There's no rush to get over your ex. There's no rush to feel amazing and feel better in yourself. Take your time with it. It's okay if it takes a year or 2 or 3, as long as you're making that progress. Sitting there complaining about your situation and whinging and moaning, that's not going to make you feel good. But if you're doing something, if you're following these steps, if you're doing something to make yourself feel good, then you're going in the right direction. As long as you're making some progress, it's better than no progress. So don't rush anything. Just go along with it and take your time with it. Number 9, minimize contact with your ex. Whilst you're trying to get over them, you're trying to heal, you're trying to feel better in yourself, it's not going to happen when they're constantly in your face. Keep that contact with them to a minimum. And number 10, find a lesson in what went wrong. What can you learn from that situation that you can take forward to your next relationship? And that's, in my eyes, the biggest thing you need to take away from this. What can you learn from this whole situation? Well, not this situation, but the situation with your ex and what you went through. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it means to heal. So as I said at the beginning, it's about learning to let go of what's holding you back emotionally. And so many people don't like to talk about emotions. They don't like to feel their emotions. They don't like to think about their emotions. They like to just put it in the past. It's done. It's in the done basket. I don't need to deal with it anymore. But that's not going to do you any favors in the long run, because those emotions are still there. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, whoever you are, however you handle shit, you're still got these things bottled up. And when you're in a new relationship and something else comes up, and it may be something that your ex did and it triggered you from them, then boom, you're going to erupt. Don't pretend like these emotions aren't there. You don't have to tell anyone you're on a healing journey, because healing journey does sound a bit woo-woo. You don't have to tell anyone anything. You can just say, listen, I'm in my process of getting over my ex. I mean, hey, you don't even need to say that. Nobody needs to know anything. You can deal with it in your own way. Just learn to let it go, because the more you hold on to it, the more it's going to hold you back. And remember, it's not about being some sort of Mother Teresa figure or I'm trying to think of a male version of that. I can't, Dalai Lama or someone, I don't know. It's about just learning from your past and being a better version of yourself. You don't have to be some sort of miracle figure. You don't have to pretend like you're just some amazing person now because you've gone through your little healing process, which nobody needs to know about. It's just about being better for yourself, being better for your kids, being better for your future relationship. That's what it comes down to. It's not about being some sort of amazing figure. Look at me, I've healed. No, it's about just doing what's right for you and being authentic, being true to you and being the best version of you, because that's what I want to see everyone achieve from this. Just be the best version of yourself that you can be, and to get rid of all these negative emotions that are holding you back from being that best version of yourself. That's what healing is about. Nothing woo-woo, just about letting go of that shit that's holding you back. Maybe that's what we should call healing. Letting go of that shit that's holding you back. So if you don't want to heal, then let go of that shit that's holding you back. So that's enough from me today, I think. And I really hope you got something from this. And if you take these steps on board, I'd love to hear from you. I want to know if you've put in place any of these steps that I've mentioned. Message me. Follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of behind the scenes stuff, Life After +1. So come over and check me out. Say hi. Send me a message. Let me know if you're putting any of these steps in place, or let me know if you have any questions. And don't forget, if you have any single parent friends that will benefit from this show, then let them know. Let's get this into our single parent friends' ears so they can be healed and they can get through their emotions. So, one last thing before I sign off. If you are wanting a bit more help, then I do have that ebook there online, Your Single Parent's Guide to Dating, and it does discuss these points on how to get through these kinds of emotions and how to take the steps. It's about everything really in the whole dating process, the communicating, the messaging, how to approach a person, how to approach a date, how to follow up. It covers everything, when to include kids in the relationship. So if you want something like that, you want a bit of extra help, that ebook is there. It is a great resource to help you if you're not in a place where you're ready to talk to someone. So grab that. It's online and it's also available in my show notes. So jump on and check that out. Thank you, everyone. And thank you all for coming back week after week. And until next time, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplusone.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after plus one.